Truckers X TV on air. We are now live in 3, 2, 1.
Who's the captain? I want to see. Oh, no elevator? Okay. I want to thank you for your help back there, Mr. Nero. It was nothing. You should thank the captain for granting your permission. And just so everything is perfectly clear, I still don't trust you. Your standing with me hasn't changed one iota. I see. I will bear that in mind. I received on an order from the captain earlier. He wanted you to know that. We reserve the right to stop your investigation if we feel you're not making progress. And when we do, he asked that you please return to your seat at that time. So my time runs out at his and his... I have to find a way to discredit Miss LeBlanc's testimony before time's up. I understand. By the way, is there any place you think of where the killer might hide on board? I don't think so. After every first-class passenger was accounted for at his or her seat, we made a thorough search in the plane. As for the business economy class, no one can move between those two classes and first class without a staff keycard. We found no record of a keycard being used at all. Which means that I have a first-class killer on my hands. At least I know that much for sure. And one other thing. No one else has been allowed near this crime scene since the murder was discovered either. Let's go! Now then, let's get started. But where should we start from? Let's start with Mr. LeBlanc's statements. The crime occurred between 6 and 6:15. During the interval, the only person in the lounge was myself, which would make me the prime suspect. However, since I did not kill Mr. Hicks, it means the killer was around somewhere. If we are to believe what you say is true, then yes. The first order of business will be gather information to win your trust. There's some spilled grape juice in front of the elevator. I assume it was spilled during the turbulence. Oh, we must clean that out or someone might get hurt. Wait, footprints. Aha! What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? I found some very important evidence. What is the important piece of evidence in this scene? The footprints. Take that! What is it? They're a little smudged, but I think we can both agree there are a set of footprints. So you think? Yes, these belong to our killer. Oh, then maybe we should check the shoe size of everyone in first class. I don't think that will be any of help to us. Unfortunately, the prints are too smudged, which will make it hard to find a definite match. Oh, I see. What or who is this? This is a bronze statue of founder of Yo-Yo Airlines, Mr. Hugo Hughes. The one on the left is when he was in his 40s, and the other is in his 80s. The man aged out all over 4 decades. Maybe I need to squid more. The in-flight shop is just beyond these shutters, but we don't have permission to open them, so I'm afraid I must leave them closed. There must still be clues to be found here at this lounge. I must remain vigilant. Yeah, I want to look at everything else before that. These bottles must have been broken by the turbulence. There is quite a bit of broken glass here. Please be careful when passing through the area. Oh, yeah. These counter windows offer a glimpse of the sky, but these clouds, they tell me nothing. This toppled over chair, yet another victim of the turbulence. Look at all the grape juice stain in the back. It was used when the rocker pals came to tour to this plane. Oh, yeah. The Rocker Pals are an extremely popular international band. They added the pals part as they become more popular, especially among teens. Oh, that explains it. I'm not really one for the music of today. I should ask Detective Gumshoe about that. thought, I can already see how confusing the conversation will get. What floor does the elevator service? Only the first and second floor, although it can also go to the cargo hold. However, that requires a flight crew key card. So the only floors accessible to passengers are the first and second, huh? I won't rest until I inspect every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. What is this sinister-looking figure on the floor? Oh, that's a piggy bank from our company mascot, Captain Ugo. It's just one of the many pieces of merchandise we see at our shop. This bank is a limited edition and it's so popular that we're down to our last one. You have an in-flight shop? Yes, it's just beyond the lounge to the right. The shutter to the store is closed at the moment, but it was open to the whole flight up until Mr. Hicks' body is discovered. There's blood on here. Could this have been the murder weapon? Inspect the body. I wonder what was hanging off this lanyard. Something's missing from this picture. Now, if I could just put my finger on it. Money is strewn all over the floor of the elevator. I would guess it's all Mr. Hicks' wallet at some point. Check that. I doubt anyone is expected to find a dead body in an elevator on this flight. So Mr. Hicks really is dead. Yes. She's trembling, although I can't fault her when there's a corpse right there. Mr. Hicks, if you're really dead, then please answer yes. I see she's over the trembling now, although a new symptom seems to have appeared. I know I should focus on the victim's body. Let's see. There's blood on the back of Mr. Hicks' head. Could this be a cause of death? His head has been struck very hard. I thought it was just hair. Even his glasses are broken. What else can we look up? There's no grape juice residue on the soles of his shoes, making it highly unlikely that Mr. Hicks entered this elevator after the turbulence. Is there anything else? Hand, lanyard, face. Okay, let's see. Do we have enough pieces? The victim's glasses are broken. Were they broken during the murder? The blood is still fresh. Could this be the murder weapon? A statue with blood on it lying next to the body of a man who was beaten to death. Oh, Mr. Edward, I think I figured something out. Yes? What is it? The way the blood is on this, it looks like it matches up with the wound on his head. Well, aren't we deserving the Master of Obvious title? Well, what do you think, Mr. Edgeworth? Don't you think that this is worth investigating? It would appear that this figurine is our murder weapon. Oh, I just knew it. I mean, I can't think of any other connection. Perhaps Master of Oblivious would be more befitting. The victim's body was found on the inside elevator that connects the first. There is some in front of the elevator. There's nothing else. But where would the person hide is the question. Piano. I mean, we haven't checked that yet. Can we move on, please? That'd be great. Let's check the piano. Why is this here? This grand piano is pride of this plane. It can play the music of whatever CD we insert into its CD drive. That's not a piano. It's more like an overgrown music box. But it's keyed to press along with the music, as though there really is someone playing. Some people have entirely too much money to waste on overly complex toys. Why are we moving so slow? Are we allowed to go? Nope. We have to figure out more stuff. There are few copies of Sky magazine in the magazine rack. This month's special is an English trivia quiz. That's not a bad idea. I've heard that the youth of today don't know a particular from a participle. Now, please don't go around confusing people with made-up words, Mr. Edgeworth. Who's ever heard of such a silly word as participle? Case in point. You lost me there. What else is there? Because we already checked this. Is there anything else to look? Check there, check there. There's some spilled grape juice on the floor in front of the elevator. The victims that are broken, were they broken during his murder? Where was the killer? The victim's body was found inside the elevator that connects. Please don't tell me I have to connect those two together. It says that we're missing something. Wait a minute. I can talk to her, right? Listen there, I'd like to ask you about investigating the lounge. As long as you have the captain's permission, I can't stop you from looking around. If you could pass a message along to tell him I'm grateful for his spirit of cooperation, I will. However, please realize that you are still under suspicion. To be honest, I still have my doubts about you. Of course, and I take no offense. Do you really understand what I'm saying? Yes, fairly. Do you pinky swear you do in your honor as a professional prosecutor? I pinky swear I do on my honor as professional prosecutor. Well, I guess that settles that. Okay. I'm running out of things. I gotta lie. Because now it's telling me that I have to look at somewhere else. And the question is, what? Because we looked everything, right? This door leads to the flight attendant's room. But please understand that it's off limits to unauthorized personnel. The room is giving off the scent of a woman's perfume. One would think the perfume would smell great, however to me it simply smells. Not that I have any interest in what lies beyond this door. Perhaps we should return to the investigation, Mr. Edgeworth. Mr. Edgeworth? Sorry, I spaced out for a second there. Is there something else for me to look? What do we have to do with glasses? I don't see anything else. Where was the killer? Let's try it. See what happens? Nope! Ouch. See what happens? Nope. Dude, I got nothing. What else am I looking at? We can't look at anything else. It's still saying that we have to look for something, right? There's something sticking out of his pocket. I hope he won't mind if I take a look at what's inside. It's a picture. It looks like he was taking it inside on a building somewhere. A souvenir? This spot somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold. Do you know anything about this? Well, what is it? Is the question. The phone? His phone's missing. Mr. Hicks' machine is nowhere to be found. His machine? His cell phone, Miss Tornado. Ah, so I guess because it's not here? Yes, I think we could safely deduce that the killer took it. Okay, now we got that. What else is there? Can we please move on? You got nothing on that. Now we can't find his phone. What else is there for me to look? Can we have access to other places? Logic and evidence, bro. I don't know which one we're trying to get at. I tried every other possible solution, so let's see it. If not, then I don't know. We're just playing a guessing game. Please tell me. We're just playing a guessing game at this point. What? Sure, there wasn't anyone in the lounge other than myself right before the turbulence. But if the killer was in the elevator along with the victim, then that's a different story. In the elevator with Hicks. If only I could prove that the killer rode the elevator with Hicks. See what happens? I have it. I'm sorry, but I don't understand, Mr. Edgeworth. I could prove that someone other than myself was here around the time of the murder. What? Really? Yes, it's rather simple actually. The proof is in the pudding, or rather the grape juice in this case. These footsteps here confess to me that this very fact. That someone exited the elevator alive. Seeing as how the victim is dead, that would mean a second person. But wouldn't the footprints be from Mr. Hicks himself? Ah, but if you take a look at the other victim's shoes, you could see the soles are spotless. Which means... Mr. Hicks wasn't alone in the elevator. In fact, it's quite the opposite. There was actually one other person inside the elevator. Let's go! Heal me. What's going on over there? Unforgivable! This is unforgivable! Do you understand what I'm saying? The movie is late! It is the same level of bad as the plane arrived late. But the movie... What? I will not talk to you anymore. You just are just wasting my time. What is the matter, Mr. LeBlanc? If there is no emergency, please return to your seat, sir. Do not tell me what to do. I do not need to sit down. Well, Mr. Prosecutor, do you prove that you are innocent yet? If you would like, I will prove my innocence to you right now. What nonsense! Are you saying my eyewitness testimony is mistaken? No mistaken, merely this room is room for doubt. I'd be more honest if you could please tell me what you saw in detail once more. Fine, shoot yourself. What I saw Mr. Hicks enter the elevator. It was when his needles in the pocket watch pointed 6 and 12. The body was discovered 15 minutes after. Then you... Oh my god, you're talking so fast. Mr. LeBlanc's conclusion seemed to make logical sense. After all, the only person in the lounge at the supposed time of the murder was me. So my eyewitness testimony, if you think you can destroy it, then come let me see. Why do I look like a man who is having the time to wait for you? Why is he so irritated? I'm the one accused of murder here. Anyways, I must find a way to discredit Mr. LeBlanc's account somehow. Fast. I am certain I saw Mr. Hicks enter the elevator. It was when the needles on my pocket pointed 6 into 12. The body was discovered 15 minutes after that in the lounge, yes? After that in the lounge, yes? Then you, the only person in the lounge at the time, must be the criminal.
Hold it!
Mr. LeBlanc, were you able to get a look at the inside of the elevator at the time? Of course I saw what I saw. Was the elevator alone? Yes, the only person inside was Mr. Hicks, man! The last outburst is a bit too important to let go.
Hold it!
Was he really alone? Of course, I will bet even 1 cent. A cheap ante, or a cheap testimony. But if that's how you want to play, I'll happily take you 1 cent.
Hold it!
I assume the pocket watch in this case is one of you keep checking it, correct? Oh, you know, it's a very expensive antique, I will have you know. The feeling is wonderful when I fully wind it up by hand. It does look very well designed and quite classy. I will have to charge you if you want to touch it. That's quite alright. Let's continue with your testimony. What a cheap man you are. Now return the time you wish back. Okay. What do we got? Body was found after the lounge. So it was 4 and then we gain an extra one. Let's try it.
Objection!
Mr. LeBlanc. What is it? There is a very glaring contradiction in your testimony. What do you mean? Please take a look at the area in the front of the elevator. There are spilled grape juice. Yes, and will you admit you also spilled it with the blood? No, it spilled itself during the turbulence. But the interesting thing here is the set of grape juice footprints. Footprints? Yes, the ones that lead from the elevator out into the lounge itself. It's evidence that proves that someone other than Mr. Hicks exited the elevator alive. Whew. There must have been another person in the elevator with Mr. Hicks. Now then, I'm done playing games. Why don't you tell us the truth? Can you please translate for us? No way, that's totally impossible, I guess is what he said. No way, that's totally impossible. I know there was another person in there, I saw him. If you want to know what I think, Mr. Edgeworth, I don't think Mr. LeBlanc is lying to us. I suppose she's right, he doesn't seem to be lying. But then what does it mean? What about this contradiction? Mr. LeBlanc, please just once more, will you recall the details of what you witnessed for me? I was very upset with Mr. Bus by the sea. I was always checking the time over and over again. I happened to follow that man with my eyes when he passed me. I clearly saw the elevator he was entering. I swear there was no one else inside, no one else. If you will please calm down. What the you have that issue with my eyewitness testimony? Not at all. Please forget I said anything. Yet again, he doesn't appear to be lying. I can't let this testimony stand as the truth. I was very upset when Mr. Hicks passed by my seat.
Hold it!
So, are you still upset now? I am always upset. The only time I am not is when I have a piece of art. It wasn't easy to believe that about him. But I was even more upset when Mr. Hicks walked by.
Hold it!
Why were you so attentive to the time? Because something unforgivable was happening. And come to think of it, you were yelling about something unforgivable earlier. I was given a complaint to the attendant about the movie starting time. Return back to my time and money. You understand the point. Movie? Is he talking about the in-flight one that's mentioned in the magazine? A summary of the plot and its start time. Interesting. There was supposed to be a show, Licensed to Love. I cannot see the movie in my country. You can only see it in actual flights. I look forward to grading that movie. I checked my pocket whatever I possibly so I would not miss it. I even said my pocket watched the destination time when I came on board. So my watch is not wrong. It matched the schedule. But the movie was still late. Very, very late.
Hold it!
Your pocket watch. I'd like to ask you a little more about it, if that's alright. The movie I wanted to see would not start, so I checked my pocket watch many times.
Hold it!
So this movie you mentioned, is it the one listed in the Sky magazine? Yes! I was still looking forward to watching License to Love, Laugh, Maim, and Murder. Miss Tenario, was the movie shown on this flight? Yes, it was shown on the scheduled time. Isn't it possible you simply slept through it by accident? Nonsense, you doubt me? No, now stop pointing at me like that. Odd, how did he miss a movie that he was clearly hoping to see? I said...
Hold it!
You're sure about what you just testified, Mr. LeBlanc? Yes, of course, I am a very busy man. I am immediately available when I land. I place the glow and no time to waste adjusting my pocket watch. I see. That was a very valuable statement you just made. That's alright. All I require is a piece of testimony.
Hold it!
Since you only happened to see him, it's possible that you missed something in that glance. Even if I only happened, I did not miss a thing. And how can you be so sure? Just because. I would appreciate it if you don't make my life so lightly with a simple just because. I saw Mr. Hicks, alright.
Hold it!
Is it possible that someone was hiding inside? Now we're just going baseless accusations. I always said it when I board the plane. License to Love, suspense, horror by action runtime. The movie is at 6 o'clock. Yeah, the pink shows the 6. So between 6 to 8, that's how the movie starts, but something happened along that time.
Objection!
Mr. LeBlanc, you said this just now in your testimony. I even set my pocket watch to the destination when I came on board. Now, if your watch has been set to our destination's time zone, it would mean that your watch is displaying the time of our destination. Yes, and the protectum is worth its 6 cents. I would like you to take a look at this. If you believe this Sky magazine, clocks on this flight run in accordance with the time of our departure time zone. Of course, the movie schedule was also created within that in mind. If this scenario, for confirmation's sake, what time zone is the flight zone aligned to right now?
Well, we made a short stop at transfer point.
That's right. It was in that small Asian country, the Republic of Zhangfa.
But we didn't readjust our onboard clocks at that time. So right now we are still running on Borginian time.
What? The time difference between Borginia and our destination is 9 hours. In that case, it's only natural that your watch would be out of sync with the schedule. Further, with your analog watch set to our destination's time, it would appear to be running 3 hours fast when compared to the flight onboard's clock. It also changes everything about your testimony. And you can bet 1 million cents on that. In light of the information, it means you saw Mr. Hicks 3 hours. This should clear up all the remaining accusations. What did he say? So it's 3 a.m. right now.
So this basically widens the time frame for the time of death, right?
Yes, because Mr. LeBlanc saw the victim enter the elevator at 3 a.m. It means that the time of this death could be anywhere between 3 to 6:15 a.m. The question now is, where was Mr. Hicks during that span of time and what was he doing?
I've got something to say.
And you are?
I'm Cammy Mealy. I'm a flight attendant.
And what is it you wish to say?
Well, I think your story's a little different from how I remember it.
What do you mean, Cammy?
I saw Mr. Hicks sitting in the seat at 5 a.m., you know.
What? How can you be so sure of the time?
Oh, that's right. He pushed his call button while we were parked at the transfer point.
The stop we made for refueling our cargo transfer in Zhangfa, huh?
Yes, it was about 4 to 5 a.m. according to our clocks.
And during that time, did any of the passengers leave, or did any new ones board this flight?
No. Not a single person got off or in Zhangfa.
What about the flight crew?
The few who were handling the cargo transfer might have temporarily gotten on or off. But eventually everyone, including Cammy and myself, came back on the plane.
So basically, I can assume that no one left or got on since our initial takeoff. Interesting, I should keep that in mind.
Yeah, and I answered his call. I can tell you Mr. Acme Hicks was there in his seat when we took off again at 5 a.m.
Alright then, that puts the time of the murder between 5 and 6:15 a.m.
Okay, now what time did you come down to the lodge, Mr. Edgeworth?
I remember coming down here almost as soon as we left the Republican of Zhangfa. You were here the whole time from 5, yes? And you are the only one who could be the killer.
Mr. Edgeworth, were you really in here in this lounge this entire time from 5 a.m. onwards?
Unfortunately, yes.
But then how do we explain the footprints?
Is that obvious? This man waited for Mr. Hicks in this lodge, waited to kill him. And then he put the corpse into the elevator. That was when the turbulence happened. My eyewitnesses may have been mistaken, but what time I saw Mr. Hicks enter the elevator does not matter, because the entire incident concluded here in this lounge. Everything happened in this lounge. Is that what you really believe, Mr. Blanc? You have an idea? I simply feel that there's something out of place in the scenario presented. Is there something that can tie this crime to a location other than this lounge? The elevator? Let me see the history again. I simply feel that there's something out of place in the scenario presented. Everything happened in this lounge. I would just say the elevator.
Take that!
Oh, yeah.
Take that!
I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. Other than this lounge.
Take that!
These footprints, in which direction do you think these are headed?
That would be the in-flight shop.
Correct, they are headed in the direction of the shop.
But they look disconnected. They end all of a sudden.
You are right to point out they do not form one continuous trail to the shop. However, there is another piece of evidence that connects the shop to our crime scene. Besides the footprints, what else points to the in-flight shop? The object.
Take that!
The murder weapon. This little piggy bank is sold at the in-flight shop. It is sold there and only there and is not displayed here in this lounge. How then did it find its way here? Don't you find that a tiny bit suspicious?
No, it means you prepared to taking it from the shop first before coming here. It doesn't prove you're innocent at all.
Is there no way to win this man?
If I may,
What is it?
you see, well, it's just as Mr. Edwards says.
Oh, and why do you know this well?
It's just that the piggy bank was there in the shop. I saw it with my own eyes.
And when was this?
It was maybe around 5:40 a.m.
Isn't that just before we hit the patch of turbulence?
That's right.
You were in the shop just before the turbulence?
Yes, I was.
Come to think of it, Mr. Nair, when I found the body, I believe you came out of that door.
Yes, I did.
And what is beyond that door?
That's the flight attendant's room.
That you were on the first floor.
Yes. I had to do something at the shop and in the flight attendant's room. So I went to the shop first and then to the flight attendant's room.
Are you saying you passed by me at some point?
Yes, you seem really into the issue of Sky magazine you were reading at the time. I don't suppose you noticed me walking by.
I vaguely recall someone walking by, but I didn't take notice of who it was.
Anyway, the piggy bank was definitely there at the shop when I went there.
Why did you go to the shop in the first place?
I went there for a work-related matter.
What you say?
Yes, the upkeep of the shop is also one of my responsibilities.
Why did you just say something about that until now when I want to know? In any case, I believe it's clear the shop needs to be investigated as well.
Shall we head over there then?
What is it now?
Aren't you forgetting something, Miss Rhoda? Don't you need the captain's permission to check the shop? No, I haven't forgotten. But I have already asked him for permission to search the entire plane. So I think we're alright. Huh, that's weird.
What is?
Well, I just talked to the captain, see? And he said that he didn't give you permission to do anything like that at all.
What is the meaning of this, Miss Tornado?
It means she's lying. Go on, admit that you are. You said you had permission to search all over, but you don't, and yet here you are.
You flight attendant, what are you trying to do? Pull that sheep over us.
The captain's calling for you, Miss Rhoda. Oh, but don't worry. I already got permission to search the shop from the captain. See, unlike you, I do things the right way.
Miss Tornado, why would you do such a thing?
Please excuse me. Looks like I get to be in charge now. Please go back to your seat, Mr. LeBlanc. Now then, Mr. Edgeworth. If you would follow me, I will be your guide from now on.
There's something about Miss Tornado that has piqued my curiosity. But right now, investigating the in-flight shop is my top priority. Yo, do we not get any breaks?